Alright, I'm going to do 247-7-10, the guide block. It's not going to spend a whole lot of time showing you how to make the model. You should be able to do it by now with the skills you have. So let's get to the point of where we're either making this thing right here to be able to create that angle is probably the hardest part on that. And then the other thing is going to be actually making the auxiliary view. So I'll show you how to do that too. Alright, so let me get started. I'm not going to talk much. I'm just going to draw. Make sure that your units have been changed to millimeters. And then we'll go from there. Did you catch how I did that? right there, just the line. Alright, so the hole is a 9 diameter. So I'm going to change this to metric. And that 9 goes through. So that's the 9 going through the whole thing. Then it's a 15 diameter here, 15 there, 90 degree, and that goes 9. It goes 9 deep. It's not countersink, it's counterbore. 9 deep. This goes. It's not to next. Termination is through all. So then I can click here and here. And that is definitely not right because this is only supposed to be 15. So I changed that, so that's 15. Okay. Alright, that's our part. So even though this says left, I probably want the back here to be I want the back to be my actual front view when I do this. I think. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to pick my standard views. Do these views here. I'm going to put this in. I'll put that in. I'm going to change this to back here. So this comes in like this. And you can do this way. You could have done it the other way and it would have been fine. When you do your auxiliary view, I'll go ahead and project this view up here. Have a top view there. That shows us what's going on there with that angle. When you do your auxiliary view, what you have to be able to do is you have to show all your hidden lines. So I'm going to show my hidden lines here, so I can see what those hidden lines are. And now that I look at that, I realize that space-wise, I do want to change this back to. Well, no, I don't. You can do it this way. This is fine. The important thing is getting the auxiliary view in the right spot. So when you do your auxiliary view, you click on this. You normally would pick on like a slanted thing, but in this case, we're going to click in line and click this line right here, and it puts it in line that way. So I can put this view out there like that. So this allows us to get the details of that feature right there correct. That's the important thing about this one. Then we're going to go in and start dimensioning things, and we start looking at all the features we have. And let's just start with an overall height right here. Oops. I got to do this, change this right here because it's in inches. I don't want to change it to millimeters. I want to change that to precision is down to 0. So that's 76. When we do this one, go to the overall. Oops. Looks like they're going to make me do it this way. So I'm going to do an overall that goes from this line to this line. And make that 42. And I'll do one that tells me what this is right there. That should be 22. I'll get the chamfers here in a minute. The other thing that's kind of weird on this one is the angles of this. So we want to get this right. So I'll do this. Select these two right here. And you can make that 30 if you wanted. You could also do it a little differently if you wanted to do it this way. You could go from here to say here and put this in this way. I like the 31 better. It was clean looking. Because either one of those will be fine. So that's a clean looking thing there. Now this is there's a couple important things here to kind of take care of. One is that the distance from here down to here was important. So from this line to the bottom of that line was important because it was 22. Alright, let's go ahead and worry about this feature here. So we're going to go from this down here to there, and that's 18 up to there. From this line to the center was 18 here. Center to center here was 28. That gets those things figured out. I can go ahead and use the, wait a minute, where is it? Minimize this for a second. Oh, this one used the whole call thread out there, or thread call out, because that puts the exact right thing in here, what we needed there. We also want to put in this dimensions. So right here, this one says it was from here to here was 5. So I'll make sure I get that one in there too. Those were, is it because of the angle? Well, okay, so we got that dimension in there. So let's do this. We'll go here. We're going to dimension this part up here next. And I'll worry about this line right there, which is 5 there. And then this one from here to here, that was important, because that was 6. The angle from here to here, oops, see, that's what happens when you click the lines. I want to, or click endpoints or hidden lines, it gets weird. So I definitely want to put 90 in here. This was important that the center of this be on right there, and there's a couple ways to do that, but one of the things you could do here would be just dimension. I would put a dimension on in this case that goes from like this edge here to this line right here, because that tells us then what's going on. So that gets us to that location, and the machinist will be okay, should be okay with that. And I think we're kind of done other than the chamfer, and we'll just mark this chamfer here. Let's see if it gives us that opportunity here. We'll create a chamfer dimension right there. Chamfer dimension. Oh, that's bizarre. Okay, well, if it's not going to let us do that, we'll go back here and do it this way. We're going to say the dimension here to here is 6, and the dimension from here to here is 6. Now you can do that, or you can make it also say there's 45-degree angles, but the Pythagorean theorem makes it so that 6 and 6 make it so that's 45. Yep, and then we move on to the title of this part, backspace, and it is the guide block. Oops, got my cap lock on. Guide block. And our part number is 247-7-10. And that should be it. Alright, we'll double click that, center it up, and submit it.